Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a ranking video. I haven't done one of these on my channel before. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube where people rank their blushes, their highlighters, all types of things, or I've seen where they get a eyeshadow palette from just one specific brand and they rank all of those. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be ranking all of my ColourPop palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I have 14 different palettes, so we're going to rank all of them, and I also do have swatches of every single palette. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so I went ahead and scooted over some so I can insert pictures. Actually, I only have 13 palettes, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off with the bottom ranked palette. Number 13 is the Bretman Rock collaboration. I have the wet one. There's also a lit one, I believe, but I just picked up the wet one, and it is a blue palette. Now, blue is my absolute favorite color, but I don't tend to wear blue on my eyes as much. This is really, really pretty, don't get me wrong, but I just don't use it. I had mentioned in my eyeshadow palette declutter video that I did like a month or two ago that I would probably get rid of this next round, and I still stick by that just because I have not used this very often. Like this you can't even get, I don't think, anymore. So it's a couple years old and it just still looks like brand new condition. So that's 13. Number 12 is the Meant to Be palette. This is from their 9-pan monochromatic series. I do really like this one, but I just don't use it enough. But when I do use it, I love it. Like, I think it's a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong, but because I don't use it is why it's ranked so low. But there are no pressed glitters in here. I know a lot of people don't really like pressed glitters. I happen to love them. So if you don't like pressed glitters, there aren't any in here. So moving right along to number 11 is the Cute AF palette, or is it the Yes Please palette? I can't remember which one it's called. I think it's called Yes Please. But this is pretty old too, as you can see. I have had this one for a while. It's kind of like that pretty sunset vibes. This is really pretty. The formula is great. Again, it's just not one that I use. I kind of really forget about this one. But it is, I don't even think they make this anymore. I think it was limited edition or something. I might be wrong. But I would probably also declutter this one just because I don't use it, and I have other shades like this in so many other palettes. So here we are with number 10. It is the Orange You Glad palette. I really love all the 9-pan palettes. They're some of my favorites. But this one, I like oranges and corals, especially for blue eyes. I think it really makes it pop. I just don't really use this one because a lot of the shades look really similar. Like this one and this one look pretty similar, and then these two look pretty similar. I mean, you can still get some really pretty looks, I think. I just don't use it. And there is a pressed glitter in this one. Number 9 is another 9-pan. It is the Baby Got Peach. This one is super pretty, especially for the upcoming spring season. This one does have a pressed glitter as well. The pressed glitter in here, you can see from the swatch, you can kind of tell here, but it's got like this kind of duochrome shift. It looks white, but when you swatch it, it looks peachy orangey. So I think that shade is really, really cool. Again, this is just one that I don't use often enough, but I think it's really pretty. Okay, number 8 is the Truly Madly Deeply one. This one is so pretty. I love pinks and purples, and this has more pinks. It has a few purpley shades, but I just think it's really pretty. There are 3 pressed glitters. They're all right here. This one, and this one. They're pretty chunky. Out of all the pressed glitters, these ones are pretty chunky, but I still love this palette because these shades are just what I typically go for all the time. I haven't used this that often. Like, it looks like I've hardly even used it at all. So I need to use this one more. Okay, number 7 is the Hocus Pocus palette, the Gather Round Sisters. This is super pretty. I did like 4 looks with this palette. I can link that video down below if you want to watch it, but I just recently watched Hocus Pocus for the first time last year when they announced they were releasing this, and I just absolutely love the colors in here. It is super, super fall vibes to me. You got greens, you got some purples. It's just, there's a pressed glitter as well. Actually, this isn't technically a pressed glitter, but it kind of feels like one. But apart from like the shades in here, the packaging is just so cute. And if you close it over here, it looks like it's the little book. And on the back, the shade names are here too, and they're in little cauldrons. This is just a really, really cute palette. I love it. Okay. Number 6 is the Lilac You A Lot palette. The next 5 after this are like my top 5. I absolutely love them. And some of them are kind of interchangeable, but this one's number 6. Like I said, Lilac You A Lot. I love, again, pinks and purples are my favorites. This one is a little bit softer, more subtle. So if you like pinks and purples, but you want to gradually, like slowly get into them, this would be a perfect palette for you because it's not so bam in your face. You do have 2 deeper shades, but the majority of these are just really light and can be blended out really easily. You can build them up, but I just think this is a super pretty palette. I need to take a sip of coffee. I haven't had coffee in almost 3 weeks because I've just been so sick with this pregnancy, and I typically drink like 2 cups a day. I'm not going to be doing that this time around, but I've missed my coffee. Number 5 is the Star Wars The Mandalorian palette. I love this palette so incredibly much. My husband and I love The Mandalorian. We watched it every single week, and I'm not the biggest fan of green eyeshadows, but there's just something about this that I absolutely love. Like, I can't get past the packaging, but I did create some really pretty eye looks with this, and I just love this palette. It's super cute. You do have, like I said, the greens, but you do have some neutrals in here too. I really like this white shade, and then again, the packaging is just so cute. It says cutest in the galaxy. You got, what's his name? Grogu, not Baby Yoda, Grogu. Which Baby Yoda is so much cuter of a name than Grogu, if we're gonna be honest. Okay, number 4, this I honestly would rank maybe in the top 3. It's just I've only had it for like maybe a month, and the month that I got it, I have been so sick with the pregnancy that I just haven't used it. I've used it like twice, but it's still, you know, ranked number 4 for only using it twice, which is pretty good. And it is the Wild Child palette. This is a relatively new release, and they have like their neutral series, and this is the deeper one, which is really, really nice that they came out with the deeper one, especially for the darker skin tones. I absolutely love that. But I still love this for myself because I love the neutral shades, and I really, really love dark shades like this. There's a pressed glitter in here. It's called Lashes. So when I first ordered this, when I got it, this shade was completely crushed and spread all over the pan. It was in all other shades, and it was like completely ruined. So they sent me another one, thankfully. Their customer service is amazing. So I got this one sent back to me, and it is perfect. I still have the other one. It's saved, or I think I gave it to my sister. I can't remember. I think I gave it to my sister. But the packaging is really cute too, because on the back it has like giraffe spots. So I love that. I really need to be using it more. Next one is number 3, and it is the It's My Pleasure palette. You can just see how beat up this is. This is, I think, the very first 9-pan palette that I got from them. And yeah, just check this bad boy out. It is, whoops, super, super used and abused. Now, the Lilac You A Lot one is a lot more subtle, and this one is a lot more bam, like purples. There is one shade in here, this shade Mr. Sandman. It's in the same palette as the Truly Madly Deeply one. And so are I think a few of the other shades in here, but I absolutely love this palette. This was my go-to one like over the summer when I bought it. I just absolutely love purples. Excuse me, it's probably like my favorite purple palette. Talking too fast, getting out of breath. 2 left. So number 2, we have the Going Coconuts palette. Again, you can just see how much I use this one. This is like a staple in my collection. I absolutely love this. You can see this one shade right here in the middle. It's getting close to me hitting pan on it. There's a really decent dent in there just because I use that shade all the time. This is my go-to, or would be my go-to travel palette if I was traveling, which I'm not really. The only place I travel to is like to Kentucky to see my parents or my best friend over there. So I mean, I would take this with me if I go over there, but I absolutely love this palette. But the number 1 palette, which is my all-time favorite palette, the one that I have on my eyes today, which is also a newer one, is the That's Taupe palette. Now this one, the only downside about it is it does not have a mirror, but this also does not have any pressed glitters. But if you like cool tones, this is the palette for you. I think today I just have on this shade Boa in the crease really, really lightly, and then I put Snake Eyes, this middle shimmer, on my lid. Just super simple. I absolutely love this palette. I would use this every single day. I think it's so incredibly pretty. This has to be probably like one of my, like, out of all like 50 something palettes I have, this would be in the top 3, I think, just because it's so easy for me to use every day, which is more of like the type of makeup I do. I don't do like full glam. I just do everyday types of looks, which would be what this is. Speaking of my makeup, you can always check the description box and I will have all the makeup that I'm wearing listed down below. I will also try to link all of these palettes. Whatever ones are available, I will link them down below. Getting so out of breath. I'm only 10 weeks pregnant, you guys, but I'm getting so out of breath. And I feel like I'm already showing a good bit. Like, I feel like I show more and more with each pregnancy. If you don't know, this is my 3rd pregnancy. My son is 2, my daughter is 1, and now I'm having another one. So I have really, really, really close kids. Definitely was not what I was planning, but I'm super excited. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you'd like to see more ranking videos, just leave a comment what you would like to see. If you'd like to see me rank my blushes, my highlighters, my bronzers. I've thought about ranking my eyeshadow palettes, but I have so many that I think that would be such a crazy long video. So instead, I'm kind of breaking it up in categories with each brand. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you're not, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of my next videos. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you again so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.